Hello, as you know, my name is Kindson the Genius, and today we will continue from where we stopped in regular expressions. As I mentioned before, the way to understand it is to just be writing it. Remember to subscribe so that you get updates when I make new lessons. So let's start now. Let's write a regular expression to match characters taken from letters A to K. Okay? How will you write a regular expression to match only characters taken from letters A to K? So let's write the regular expression and then we go ahead to test it. The first thing you are going to do is to place the limiters. That is the start of the regular expression has to be this, and the end of the regular expression has to be this. Always remember that. Now, taking from letters A to K, and it has to be lowercase letters, you just use these square braces A to K, and it's as simple as this. So if I enter letter Z, it validates false. If I enter 6, it validates false. Okay, let's now enter a letter between A to K. Let's say C. It validates true, as you can see. Let's enter DE. It validates false. Okay, so let's enter letters A, D. Okay, it validates false because it expects only one character long. So if we want to make it more than one character long, you can just put at the end of this A to K, we want it to be one or more. Okay, one or more means that you need to put a plus sign. The plus sign in regular expression means one or more. Don't forget, plus sign means one or more. So if I now enter AE, it's going to validate true because plus sign means one or more. Alright, so let's say we want to include capital letters to it. We want either A to K, can be either uppercase or lowercase. So what you are going to do is to include inside the square braces, and next to the lowercase you also put A to, but before then, if we enter uppercase, let's say A, it doesn't validate true, it validates false. Let's say, so you can see it validates false because it only takes lowercase. So to take also uppercase, you include it inside the square braces. So A to K. So at this point, if I enter A to K, ABA, it validates because it takes both uppercase and lowercase. I hope it's clear. So we've taken the first one. Try to take some time to understand how it works. Alright, let's take the next one. Match characters taken from letters A to K with a length of 7. Alright, so again, it's telling us it has to be exactly a length of 7. Now let's try to enter something more than 7. It validates false. Okay, it validates false. It validates false because this is either one or more. Okay, but just give us a second. So we enter ABA, it validates true. It validates true. Okay, so I think the problem is we were entering something not there. So you see S have entered here, so it validates false. So let's maintain letters between A to G. So let's just use all of this. It validates true. Right now we want to limit the number of letters to be 7 in number. Alright, Now let's try to enter something less than something less, let's say T, or let's say A. It also validates true. So we want it to be 7 a number, okay? We want it to be exactly 7. The first thing we are going to do, we remove this plus sign, and we want to specify in curly braces. This time we want to specify the length. So at this point, the letter will be from A to K, either uppercase or lowercase, and it has to be 7, exactly 7. Now with a single letter here, A, it validates false because it's not 7. So if we enter more than 7, it validates false. So let's see if we enter 7, A, D, A, D, A, K, E. Oh, this is 5, 6, 7. So validate true. So the point is, in curly braces you can specify the length of the character you want. Okay, so this takes care of the second one. Okay, so before I move to number 3, I'd like to also tell you that you can make it to be maximum of 7 letters. Okay, for it to be maximum of 7 letters, it means it has to be from 1 to 7. So if you specify from 1 to 7, it's now a maximum of 7 letters. So let's see. To specify a maximum of 7 letters, you just put the minimum 1 and the maximum of 7. Okay, so at this point, if you validate, it's true. But now if we remove some, it also validates true because we have a minimum and a maximum. Okay, let's take number 3. Match characters from letters A to K with minimum of 3 and a maximum of 7. So at this point, we simply replace the first item. They have minimum of 3 and maximum of 7. Validate is true because 5 is between 3 and 7. Alright, so this is how you specify a range of 3 to 7. Okay, so now we want to write a regular expression to match 8-digit numeric number. This time we want it to be 8-digit numeric number. So instead of A to Z, you guessed right, what you have to put in there is 0 to 9. Okay, instead of A to Z, you put in 0 to 9. It means that it has to be numeric digit of 0 to 9, and it has to be 8 digits. So you simply specify 8. So at this point, if I enter a 4-digit number, it validates false. But if it's 8 up to 8, you can see it will validate true. Now let's assume we enter a maximum number of digits to be 8. It means that it can be 1 to 8. Okay, so if I enter just one number, it also validates because it has a minimum of 1. Okay, now another thing I want to tell you is, if you enter something like 008, it validates, but sometimes in real life you don't want a number to start with 0. So it means that the first thing has to be, it has to start from 1 to 9. Okay, it has to be from 1 to 9. Yeah, from 1 to 9, and then followed by 0 to 9. Okay, now followed by 0 to 9, but this 0 to 9 may also be nothing. We can just enter 8, 98. So it means that this 0 to 9 can be 0 or more. So to specify 0 or more, you use an asterisk symbol. So at this point, it becomes very clear. So It means that the first thing has to be a digit followed by 0 to 9 followed by any other thing, but this 1 to 9 in the initial part shows that it has the first item has to be a digit. So this validates, of course. Okay, sorry. Okay, this is a runtime error. So let's start the program again. So we are trying to validate. Remember, the first thing you do, you put this and end it. So you put 1 to 9 followed by 0 to 9 repeated 0 or more times. So if I validate this, it validates. Okay, right, so we need to remove the space. So validate true. Okay, so in regular expression, make sure you don't use any space. Let me minimize this so that we see where we are. So now if I try to use 0 to be the starting point, it's going to be false because this 1 to 9 specifies that it has to be 1 to 9. Now if I replace 0 to 9 with /d, is also going to work perfectly. So in the next tutorial I'm going to explain this to you, how you can shorten the regular expression. I'm going to stop here because there is a time limit. Let's continue in part 3 of this tutorial. I'd like to thank you for watching. Please subscribe so that when I make a new lesson you'll be notified. Click on the subscribe button below to subscribe. I remain Kindson the Genius.